Hello, everyone, and welcome to the finals. And considering the time of year it is, some of you might not like hearing the word finals, but I'm in it, technically. So, because this is the final game, I won the die roll. I would love to play first. Turn 2, him to Turok, or rather, maybe Jin. We'll see what happens. Mulligan to 6? Nope, not with this hand. The only thing it's missing is a Carnophage, but that's something I'm okay with. I mean, I'm not okay with it, but it's not something that is actively making me upset. Wait, a 1-drop? Oh, God. White weenie, huh? Well, everyone's got a deck they enjoy to play, I guess. So it basically lets you take a creature out of combat for 2 mana. Good to know. It also lets you just eat creatures if he can get it pumped up. But we'll see. Alright, plane cycling. And he got a planes with it. Cool. Is he mono white? Oh, Carnophage. Carnophage, what are you doing to me, buddy? I feel like I'm just going to go Carnophage him to Turok. But let's attack first. Maybe he has a 0 mana trick up his sleeve. I don't think he has one of those. I wasn't playing out the Mana War anyways. Do I do him right now just for efficiency's sake? Yeah, I guess. Hopefully I don't just get like 2 planes off of it. That'd be super annoying. Good, I didn't. Oh, Rites of Initiation? Alright. Brilliant Halo? Okay, I know what deck this is. For those of you who are on Twitch and watch Twitch, there's a streamer, Newmont, and he tends to enjoy the... I don't know what else to call it, but there's a Rites of Initiations deck, which is just white spells and with like Rites of Initiation, just a lot of cheap dorks like this guy. And it just lets you just do unspeakable things to people. Will you go like turn 4 Rites of Initiation and win? I believe I discussed it a little bit earlier. Discussed being a very loose term for what I did. But I'm going to attack with both. And if he wants to spend his whole turn doing that, then that's fine too. If he wants to double block it, that's also fine. Yeah, so he's going to pay the mana. So do I go Su-Chi or do I go Khazad-dûrx? This one has First Strike. This one's an artifact. I don't think it matters that much. Khazad-dûrx is probably better right now because he has 2 creatures out, but I'm sure he'll get creatures later too. And this gives me a marginal upside if in the future I need the mana. I have him out. Plus he's Su-Chi. Like, it's a big robot, man. Alright, 4 mana for... Oh. Oh my. Well, I'm probably going to play the Mana War out just to bounce Su-Chi back to my hand. So he can't murder it. After I attack, of course. It does actively make my Khazad-dûrx worse, I must say. With him being able to disc, but oh well. Yep. Both of your guys die. And then because I know it's on its way, Manowar, bring me Su-Chi. There. I'd rather have a Manowar die than a Su-Chi. And if he chooses not to pop the disc right now, that's fine with me as well. Alright. Yeah, I think Su-Chi's definitely the way to go right now, considering that he has, no creatures and all. Alright, he hit 5 mana, so we can start buying back Eternal Dragon and then plain cycling it, which is annoying, but it's okay. Alright, Faithful's fine. I don't mind the Faithful. I can just run them over. Unless he has like a shelter or something. Oh, not blocking? Fair enough. I think I'm just going to play the Buzzard and save my Cuddly Bunny for later. Because I feel like I'm just going to start abyssing him with like Su-Chi out. Whenever it becomes blocked, you may untap it and remove it from combat. Oh, okay. So it can still die to blocking. Oh, really? You're going to attack me for 1. Do you not see my board? It's pretty good. Alright. This is just unacceptable. Deck. You have more creatures and things. I want them now. I'm just going to attack with both. Sure. That's fine. Do you have shelter? He has shelter. God. You got me. But I make you into a 1/1. Really don't think I want to play out Khazad-dûrks right now. But at the same time, I kind of want to play out Khazad-dûrks right now. It lets me attack him for 8 next turn, and he'll have to block. Yeah. We're going to run out Khazad-dûrks. Meet my cuddly bunny friend. Well, that doesn't do anything. It's actually actively very good for me. Shadow creatures can't interact with creatures that aren't shadow, which means he can't block my creatures because my creatures aren't shadow. So while he does get to hit me for 4 every turn, I also get to swing at him for 8 every turn. And if I draw a way of getting rid of that this turn, then I just get to just do a ton of damage to him. And I think that's what I'm going to do. So there's 8 damage. Into bite-sized chunks, of course. And I get to put him to 2. So he has to have another creature or a way of dealing with my guys. Sure. I will eat both of them. He'll probably just attack me for 2. It does put me on a clock, which is super annoying. But I have another expunge, and I have other ways of dealing with it. Like I have another Death's Head. That's not a bad card. Let's see what you have in your hand, buddy. Because if he has something in his hand that he's going to use to try to keep one of his guys alive or something. Oh, just Wall of Diffusion. I'm not too worried about those, actually. But good to know he doesn't have anything in hand. My rabbit eats, then my robot eats. So he has a Wall of Diffusion and a card he's sapping mana for. What is the card? What's in your hand? Oh, he's going to gain 6 life and then die. Unless I'm confused about what Wall of Diffusion does. I'm not confused. Perfect. I'm like, I just saw your hand, bro. I just saw your hand. I appreciate the effort, though, he's putting in. I'd do the same thing if I were him. Four damage and then 5 damage. Perfect. All right, so we won that game. He was white rights, so I'm bringing those in. He was basically mono right, so Addle seems pretty good. It's just basically a way to take his hand apart. Because of him being the deck that he is, I'm going to take out the Djinns. I think this is going to be an attrition war, and I don't want to be taking damage if he's going to be playing creatures that are very cheap. Because they interact well with the Djinn, because if we're going to race, he's going to win. And I would prefer not to be taking extra damage off of the Djinns. Well, yeah, I think that's the right move. I can use Fiends to take out his... Yeah, I think that's good. Let's run this. Because I like the Fiends to take out his Rites of Initiations and stuff like that out of his hand. And Addle's going to let me... And like if I can go Mesmeric Fiend into Addle, then I know what I'm looking for. So if I Mesmeric Fiend and I take a white card, but I see he has a really good red card, then I can Addle for the red card. And guarantee that that red card's gone. Unlike with the Fiend, where if I have to chump or something like that at some point, you know, that happens too. This is a good hand. It's a little bit slow, but it's definitely a good hand. Especially against him, I think Death's Head's going to be a very powerful card. But I'm definitely going to lead off with the 2 swamps, just in case I hit the, like the hymn or something like that. Alright. Definitely one of our slower hands, but I think that's a little bit better against him. Alright. If he goes to, like, suit this trooper up, then we can always expunge it next turn. He didn't. So we can Mana War and just bounce the trooper, or we can just play out the Death's Head Buzzard. Until the end of turn. Hoping he had some like weird templating where it's end of combat, where the Buzzard could block and then die and then kill it still. Do I want the Sorcerer out? Probably not. I'm taking 4 turn. I think I want to stem the bleeding a little bit. I'll do that with the Buzzard. I have 2, so they're bad in multiples, because if one dies, it triggers the other, and yeah, I can take out a bunch of 2/2s, but he doesn't have that yet. So we'll see what he does here. Like, if he just plays out like a pair of 2/2s, then I'm definitely going to play out the Buzzard next turn and just sit on those. Alright, so there's a Halo, so that's getting expunged as soon as possible. Yep. I will take 4. Or 3, rather. Yeah, that's definitely getting bounced back to his hand, which is not ideal considering it gives 2 power, which makes the Buzzard unable to block effectively. I don't want to have to save up a billion mana, so I can get rid of it one time and then get him the next time. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna pass. That way I can expunge. If he has shelter, I mean, he might draw shelter, but he already is leaving up shelter mana. Okay. Can't block it. Any effects? I'll leave open a blue. That way he's still a little bit nervous. Alright. And he's just going to probably slap it back on the Harrier. Yep. As I suspected. I guess I could have taken 3. That probably would have been fine. Yeah. Okay, in retrospect, I should have taken the 3 off of the Trooper, because I knew he was just going to play the Halo back on. So if I took the 3 from the Trooper, he would have played out maybe a 4-drop or maybe a Diffusion anyways. At which point, I can then expunge at end of turn and then have up the other expunge for when he goes to replay it. So he can't keep getting value off of the card. But the way it worked out is the way it worked out. I think because he can't Halo and play out the Harrier right now unless he hits a white source, I'm just going to Mana War the Harrier and swing in. Because it doesn't put me at any danger of killing the Mana War accidentally. Which I think is fine. So that goes back to your hand, and I hit you for 2. So now the issue becomes, does he want to pay the 5 mana? Okay, he has the 5 mana. What a jerk. God. So annoying. Oh my god. If I did it one turn different. Alright, I think I'm just gonna expunge and then I'll addle him for white. And if I hit it, and if I have to, I can at least get the Brilliant Halo out of his hand. And that way I can still get in an attack for 2. Yeah, I think I like that play. Because it is still an annoying creature to deal with. And eventually I'll get like the Sorcerer out and stuff. Mana War isn't getting it anyways, so it'll just be the Death's Head. Give him to 16. Alright. Yeah, the Elite's really annoying with the Brilliant Halo. They reveal their hand, and I'm going to make them discard the Halo. So they have Mountain, Deathblade, and Faith. The death guy is still extremely annoying because now I can't play out anything that has 1 toughness because if he plays it out this turn, then he can force me to block the deaths with the death's head, or he can choose not to do that thing. That was, I think, a good idea. I'm just gonna leave Mana War back just in case he draws something with haste that I care about. Not dying to. I don't know what he could have. This format's got a lot of weird cards. Alright, he's just gonna Faith right now. Gain 2 life, draw a card. So we know he has Mountain and the Deft guy. And then 2 unknowns. Is he not going to play out anything? Okay. So a 2/1 that can gain Shadow. And the Provoker. Okay. Hopefully he uses the Provoker to provoke that. Because that would be nice. I think now I can swing with the team. I'll play out Carnophage and I'll be fine blocking something with it. Come on, block Su-Chi with the Wall of the Fusion. You know it's the right play. Alright, so he's just preventing the damage. You know he has Mountain and an Unknown. And then I can't play out anything else because the Death... that'll make it a profitable trade with the Death's Head to go Deathblade if I have 2 out, because then he can get rid of everything but Su-Chi. Now, I'm not entirely sure how Shadow works. This creature can block or be blocked by only creatures with Shadow. Okay. I wasn't sure if it was like there was some trick you could do where you blocked with it and then you made it Shadow. But I believe the way it's worded, you can't do that. Alright. Let's just get in with the team again. Yeah, that's fine. If I draw a Chainer's Edict, that'd be really good. Off the Deep Analysis. Because I'm going to fire this off. Because I can't do the other 2 things. And if I draw a Chainer's Edict, then I can edict my own Death's Head Buzzard. But as it stands, I can't do that. So if he provokes one of the Death's Head, if he provokes the Death's Head, then he gets a 2 for 2. I'm probably fine with that, if I can get the Sorcerer online at least. What is he doing? Cycling another Renewed Faith? God, what is this deck? I thought it was aggressive, but it's just like Renewed Faith, Wall of the Fusion. I mean, to be fair, my deck is like Suicide aggro, so it's really bad against like Renewed Faiths. With all like the Carnophages and everything rolling around. Alright, well he didn't provoke, which is interesting. I mean, I have a really bad Famine set up for myself if I would like. But I don't think I'll take that. Let's swing with these guys. Again. Deal them 4. And then we'll discard something if you want. Probably just discard the island. Or do we just want to do that now? I think we just want to discard the island now, actually. I don't think we have anything that would matter pre-combat, but he has Mountain and one other card in hand at this point. Yep, prevent damage. Again, it'd be so awesome if I had Chainer's Edict right now, because I could just go sacrifice my guy, wipe your team, kill 2 of my guys. As it stands, I think I want to just run out the other sorcerer so I can dig. Or do I want to hold it? I mean, Famine is really bad for me to play right now, but I might need to do it. Yeah, I'm going to run out the sorcerer. At least I have something back to block. I guess the Revoke makes that not really count, but whatever. Oh, well, that's subpar for me. I'm going to leave the Carnophage tapped now. I might have to fire off the Famine, actually, but I'll do it after I attack. And I loot. Oh, he's not blocking, or attacking, rather. Well, if he's not attacking, I think I'm just going to swing for the fences. And just see what happens. Do I want to attack with my sorcerers? It's at least going to be a 1-for-1, so I'm probably okay with it. So he's making the standard blocks. So he's trading off the Carnophage and the Mana Wars. And maybe even the Elite. And I'm getting in for 3. Fair enough. If he had a Wrath, he would have attacked me. So I think I'm okay running out just like a random Carnophage. Still has that Mountain in hand from when we looked at his hand earlier. I think I'm okay taking 1 here because it gets me 5 damage in. Yeah, because he'll block like this. So I'll pay the life. So let's see. Oh, I won! Woo! That was fantastic. I won 2 matches. The first match, I think it was just a bad matchup because I want to play a lot of small things and just slowly beat away at you while getting 1-for-1s. And he had a lot of, like, he had a Psychotog, and then he top decked the card that he needed to win the match. And then in the other game that we didn't win, I think I had mana issues. Oh no, that was the last game. I can't remember how the first game went, but the games that we lost were, pretty typical of a deck like ours, where we kind of beat down really hard early, and then stagnated, and then we did so much damage to ourselves that once they got their creatures online over the top of ours, we fell apart. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this Vintage Masters draft. I will be doing more, based on the fact that I have 2 packs of it and I opened money. So sadly, I have been poisoned and it is now in my blood, and I now require more Vintage Masters. I guess it's like being a vampire. Once you've been bitten, you just need more blood of the Vintage Masters packs. Anyways, now that that image is in your head, thank you guys very much for watching my stream, or not stream, my videos. It's a pleasure to have you, as always, and I will see you next time.